Hi friends! I am so delighted to get to bring you our children's message today. Today we are going to read the first part of the story of Joseph. And Joseph is the son of Jacob, who we've been talking about with Miss Catherine. And Jacob, if we remember, was a bit of a fighter, right? He liked to fight and wrestle, and that is who God made him to be. So he fought when he was a little tiny baby with his brother Esau, and then again when they got older, and then he fought and argued with his father-in-law Laban. And then he even had this beautiful wrestling moment with God in the middle of the night. So that's Jacob, and now he's grown up, and he has 12 sons of his own, and we get to learn about his son Joseph today. Now, Joseph was Jacob's favorite, but our story today shows us that Joseph went through some really scary and hard things. But in the middle of all of that, Joseph still knew that God was with him, and God had a plan for Joseph. I wonder if you can think of a time when you were really scared, or you were trying to do something really hard and you didn't know how it was going to end. You couldn't see how everything could be made right in the end. Sometimes we're stuck in that, right? We're just stuck in the hard and the scary and the uncomfortable. And we just don't know how God is going to make everything better. But we know that God is still with us, even there. So let's read our story. I will be reading from Archbishop Desmond Tutu's Children of God Storybook Bible. If you have this one or a different storybook Bible, you are welcome to read along with me. Or if you have your actual Bible, you can turn to Genesis chapter 37, and that is where the story of Joseph begins. So Joseph is sold into slavery. "Daddy's favorite," Joseph's brothers sneered. Jacob had 12 sons, but Joseph really was his favorite. Jacob even made him a special coat of many colors, which Joseph liked to show off. Joseph told his brothers, "Last night I dreamed that you would all bow down to me." That's when his brothers' jealousy turned to hatred. One day, Jacob sent Joseph to check on his brothers, who were tending the sheep and goats. When they saw him coming, they said to each other, "Let us kill this dreamer." Reuben, the eldest, said, No, he is our brother." But the others grabbed him, ripped off his coat, dipped it in blood, and took it to their father Jacob. "A wild animal killed your son," they told him. Jacob was heartbroken and tore his clothes and cried for many days. But they hadn't really killed Joseph. They had sold him to strangers who took him to be a slave in a faraway land called Egypt. Joseph was scared and did not understand why this was happening. But God was with Joseph and had a special plan for his life. So we know Joseph was scared, right? Our story tells us that. I wonder what part was so scary for him, and maybe what part would be scariest for you. Would it be your brothers taking your coat and being rough? Would it be going to a new place full of people you don't know? Or maybe leaving your family and not getting to say goodbye? There are lots of scary parts of this story for Joseph. And where we end today, we don't know how it gets better just yet. And sometimes we're stuck just right there, just right in the middle of our scary story. We're right in the middle of something really hard. I wonder what you're doing lately that might be really hard for you. Is it starting school? Or maybe it's not getting to see your friends like you used to. Or maybe it's still being stuck in the middle of this virus and not knowing when it's going to end. We are all stuck in the middle of something hard right now. But we can know that even though we don't know how it's going to end or when it's going to end, God is still here with us right now. I wonder what ways you can encounter God, even in the middle of something hard and uncomfortable. Maybe prayer. Maybe by singing some worship songs. Or maybe even reading stories of people in the Bible like Joseph, who went through hard and uncomfortable and even scary things too. And reminding ourselves that God was with them, so we know that God will be with us. Well, I would like to share a prayer with you today that can help us when we are in the middle of something hard and scary too. Would you fold your hands and bow your heads and pray with me? Dear God, I won't fret and I won't worry. Instead, I'll hurry to pray. I'll turn my problems into petitions and lift my hands in praise. I'll say goodbye to all my fears. His presence sets me free. Although I may not understand, I feel God's peace in me. Amen. I hope this story of Joseph, knowing that God is with him, even when things get really hard, encourages you this week to know that God is still with you, even when things get uncomfortable. Peace be with you, friends.